Doug.
All right, Doug, I want to say that I am absolutely honored to be able to evaluate your speech. It was a fantastic speech for being only your second one. I want to start off by saying that I really like the content of your speech. I think that it's very relevant for everyone here today. So you picked a very relevant topic. And I also think that you had great cadence with your voice. You have a good presence when you're talking about this topic. And you're really tenacious with all the knowledge you had about the First Amendment, free speech, and really what it means to you. So very nice job with the overall structure of your speech and how you delivered it. Now, I want to go ahead and give you the first piece of feedback, and I really dislike that I have to give you feedback related to a technical issue, but for me, it was really difficult to clearly hear your voice due to your audio. So I would really recommend you, if anything, just to spend a little time on your computer or wherever you're recording from, and there should be a somewhere there where you can test your audio. And I'd recommend either just kind of tweaking it to make it a little bit more clear, or even just spending 20, 30 bucks and getting a small USB microphone. That would help tremendously. So I think that would greatly improve the quality of your speech and future speeches as well. And I also want to say that I was able to observe that you were looking at your notes, and I'm not sure where I heard it from, but if you practice your speech 8 times, and it sounds like a lot, but for a 5 to 7 minute speech, that takes about an hour. So in 1 hour, you practice that speech 8 times in a row in front of a mirror. The chance that you'll be looking at your notes is much less frequent. So I recommend that you spend just an hour before you do your speech and just go through it a couple times. And it'll also help work out the kinks with anything that's you want to change with it. One thing I do want to give you credit for is this is a political topic, and every time a Toastmaster has a political topic, I always kind of step back a little bit. I'm like, ooh, I wonder how they're going to approach this. You are very bipartisan and with your speech content, and that's really hard to do sometimes. Our opinions start to get in the way of our speeches, and I think you did a wonderful job at keeping it appropriate for a wide audience. So very nice job with that. I want to give you just 2 things that you could challenge yourself, things that would make your great speech even better. The first one is I loved your conclusion. It was fantastic. It had a call to action, but I feel like your introduction was a little bit more confusing to know exactly what you're going to talk about. You talked about the First Amendment, but then the body didn't really, I felt there were a lot of different topics that you kind of branched out to. I feel like a great call to action in your introduction would be very helpful to get everyone motivated and engaged. And the last thing would be some vocal variety. Just trying to challenge yourself by increasing your cadence or your tone in certain parts of your speech to emphasize and make it a little bit more emotionally charged, because it can be an emotionally charged speech. But again, besides from that, I really enjoyed your speech. I love the topic. I can't wait to hear you hopefully do this speech again with the feedback that I gave you. Thank you so much.